All right, let's get right into it. If you're an experienced dev, you've probably used an AI assistant. You know, they're pretty good at finishing your lines of code. But what if that assistant could be more than just a backseat driver? What if it could be a full-fledged autonomous partner? Well, today, we're going to dig into exactly how to make that leap with the Claude Code CLI.
I want you to really let this sink in, because this quote right here, this is the whole ballgame. It's a huge shift in how we think about our own value. It's not about how many lines of code you can churn out anymore. Nope. It's about how effectively you can manage and feed information, context, to an AI. That's the new high score.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by understanding this new agentic way of thinking. Then we'll get practical, setting up our environment and mastering the art of context engineering. From there, we'll unlock some seriously advanced workflows. And finally, we'll see how you can tie it all together to become the orchestrator of your whole system.
Okay, first things first. What do we even mean by an agentic paradigm shift? Let's be clear, this is not just a souped-up autocomplete. It's a fundamentally different way of working with AI.
Look at the difference here. On the left, with the Copilot model, you're the driver. You're telling it what to do every single step. It's helpful, sure, but you're still in charge of the wheel. Now look to the right. The agent model works on what's called an OODA loop. It can observe, orient, decide, and act all on its own. It plans multi-step tasks, messes with the file system, it's autonomous. Your job? It gets an upgrade. You're no longer the driver, you're the architect, you're the supervisor.
Now, you can't just hand over the keys to a powerful system like this without setting up some ground rules first. That would be chaos. So let's talk about building a rock-solid, secure environment before we let this agent off its leash.
You've got to understand this configuration hierarchy. Think of it like layers of rules. At the top, you've got one-off commands, and way at the bottom are your personal defaults. But the real magic for teams is that one in the middle, the project shared JSON file. You commit this directly into your repo. What does that mean? It means every single developer and every single AI agent is working from the exact same playbook the second they clone the project. No more "it works on my machine" headaches.
This table really nails the security model. It's a simple allow, ask, deny system. You allow it to do harmless things like check the Git status. It needs to see what's going on. You absolutely 100% deny it access to your secrets. That's a no-brainer. But that middle ground, ask, that's where the real power is. Can it push to main? It has to ask you first. It's the perfect human-in-the-loop safety net. So, our environment is secure, the playground is set up. Now we get to what is, I'm going to say it, the single most important skill for you to learn in this new world, context engineering. This is all about what you feed your agent. Garbage in, garbage out, right? We're aiming for gourmet in, gourmet out.
And your number one tool for this is a file named Claude.md. Think of this as the agent's personal onboarding document. Without it, Claude is just a generic, talented programmer. But with a really well-written Claude.md, it instantly becomes a senior member of your team who knows your coding style, your build commands, and your architectural quirks from day one.
But hold on, don't just copy-paste your entire company wiki into this file. That's a rookie move, and it'll just waste tokens and confuse the agent. The pro strategy is something called progressive disclosure. Your claud.md should be a map, not the entire territory. Give it pointers. Tell it, hey, the detailed API docs are over here in this file. Go read that if you're touching an endpoint. You're teaching it how to find information, which is way more efficient.
Okay, we've got a secure foundation and a smart way to provide context. Now, let's get to the fun stuff, the advanced workflows. This is where we go beyond simple tasks and get the agent solving complex, meaty problems for us.
You have to check out plan mode. This is basically your built-in protection against the AI just rushing in and making a mess. Before it writes a single line of code, it goes into an investigation phase. It looks around, using read-only tools, and then it comes back to you with a detailed plan, a blueprint, and you, the architect, get to review it, make changes, and only when you're happy do you say, okay, green light, go build it. It's measure twice, cut once, enforced by the tool itself.
But what if you have a massive task, like refactoring an entire module or trying to understand a huge legacy codebase? That's where subagents are a game changer. Think of a subagent as a specialist you bring in for one specific job. You spin it up, give it a task, and it works in its own little sandbox. Why is this so great? It prevents context contamination. Your main project stays clean and focused while the specialist goes off and does its deep dive.
And this is where you can get really creative. You can create a Scout subagent to explore a new library and report back. Or a QA bot that does nothing but run tests, find failures, and figure out why they're breaking. Or even a researcher that hits the web to find the latest documentation on an API you need to use. You're basically building a little team of specialized AI assistants on the fly. It's incredibly powerful.
So let's pull all this together. We've got the secure environment, we're engineering great context, and we're using advanced workflows like subagents. How do we weave all this into our day-to-day and really step into that orchestrator role?
The answer is headless mode. By using the little -p flag, you turn the Claude agent into a classic command line utility. And that means you can use pipes. Just look at this example. You can pipe your staged Git changes directly into Claude and tell it to generate a perfect commit message for you. This unlocks a whole world of automation in your shell scripts, your Git hooks, your CI/CD pipelines, everywhere.
Of course, being a good orchestrator means managing your resources. And in the AI world, that means managing tokens. You wouldn't use a sledgehammer to crack a nut, right? So don't use the most powerful, expensive model for a simple task. Use Opus for that deep, high-level architectural thinking. Use Sonnet as your day-to-day workhorse for coding, and for those quick, automated CI tasks, the fast, cheap Haiku model is your best friend. Seriously, managing token economics is a core engineering skill now.
Which brings us right back to this. This is the whole point. Mastering these tools isn't just about getting code written faster. It's about fundamentally transforming your role from someone who just types code to someone who directs, manages, and orchestrates intelligent systems to solve problems. You're the conductor.
So there you have it. We've gone from the basic idea of an agent all the way through to advanced workflows and integrations. You have the framework now. You have the concepts to go from just using a copilot to truly being an orchestrator. So the only question left is, how are you going to build your orchestra? Thanks for watching.